Hi, happy March. Happy new moon, happy seeding and planting and tilling that soil for yourself to create, to make believe, right? The realm of the fairy tale. So the realm of the fairies, the fae, the big ones, they keep coming to me, and as well as the dragons and the unicorns, and sharing with me, and the phoenix, doesn't want me to forget that, sharing with me the make believe right now to discover, remember, remember. So I've spoken about this before, and that's taking those aspects of yourself in those other timelines. Sometimes people term that past lives, future lives, right? Parallel lives, but they are parallel. Time happens simultaneously, right? And so you are living these lives, your aspects of yourselves are in these other places, these dimensions, these planes of existence, and you are remembering them. You're bringing them in to your being, to compile them, to bring them back into wholeness for yourself. And so as you remember, this is a very powerful month to remember yourself, your truth, your path, your light, right? Your heart, and the heart of the cosmos, right? The heart connection to continue upon that path, to continue seeding that light. And so, and remembering yourself, bringing forward those gifts, those abilities, stepping up on your path, even if your path is changing and shifting. Mine is, and I have some of that to share with you in a moment. And I'm sure everybody's is. From what I'm hearing and receiving from you, many of you are having shifts happening in all areas of your life. Of course, we're continually evolving, we're continually rising, continually peeling away, dropping away the layers that are no longer needed, that don't need to move forward with us or evolve with us, that have done their purpose and their job, and we bow in gratitude saying thank you. And these beautiful beings of light, these unicorns and Archangel Gabriel, I hear him, he's here, and the dragons, powerful. And they're reminding you, you are part of them, they are part of you, you are powerful. So write your story, weave your story, sing it, sing your next chapter right now as the moon is growing in light. And how I like to describe it to children is a chalice or a cup, and she's filling, the light is being poured into her from the cosmos, being poured into her from the celestial realms of love, and filling her with that love. And so as she's filling up, her light is growing. And then as her light begins to wane, she's pouring it on us, right? And so, I mean, there are many ways you can look at this, but to help children understand the energies of this waxing and waning and full moon and all of this, but to help you also flow with it, to know that it's starting to fill up. So fill up your cup, fill up that paper with your affirmations, fill up the air, that nourishing air, with your breath of life, breathing in the light, exhaling it down into the earth and anchoring it, breathing in the light into your heart nourishment, right? And anchoring it. So it spreads and sends like this beautiful web of light around the world. So all who are walking around the world are tapping into that light, tapping into the light that you send. And if we all do that, wow, right? So many of us are. And more are joining all the time doing this. And we light the way for ourselves, for others. The moon's helping us right now, helping us plant. And her phases are helping us, her growth in life, light and in life, helping us, right? And so right now is that time of really manifesting, really planting and holding that frequency, expanding the frequency, expanding your thought, expanding your heart of that story that is yours, that fairy tale, that make-believe that you want to create. Fairy, the fae, because they're playful, they're magical, They're fearless, depending on who we're talking about. But they want to show us that magic and that creating part, okay? So with this and the protection that they also bring, when we care for the earth, you know, they help us in kind, the Fae, right? We're guardians of the earth and all of her beings. So singing, dancing, listening, taking time to be silent and still, feeling the heartbeat of Pachamama, feeling your heartbeat, taking a breath before making an action. So you're a present moment. So you've filled yourself with light, just like the moon is filling herself with light. And while she is doing this, she is sending us that light, that encouragement. And while she's dancing through those different constellations, those different signs, right now it's Aries. And it's very fiery, right? I don't know how you're experiencing it, but I'd love to hear. So if you want to comment below and tell me how you're experiencing this new moon and how you're experiencing March, what's coming up for you, what types of dreams, what types of, obstacles you may be encountering that you're, working with, you're dancing with to dissolve and melt away, to heal and recognize, to remember, to bring in that remembrance, right? So really what I keep hearing from these dragons and these unicorns and Archangel Gabriel is sound. And it's the sound, again, I know I've spoken about this before, but it's the sound of the voice. It's the sound of music. It's listening to everything around you, to the bird's song. Because for us in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is awakening. The earth is awakening, right? And it's opening. So wherever you live, think about, what is the earth doing? What is it showing me right now? What medicine and magic is it bringing me by the phase that it's going through, right? That she is going through. And connecting into that, right? Connecting with that flow, that rhythm, that understanding. So I don't know how much sleep you all are getting, but you may have recognized that you're not needing as much sleep. Maybe you're feeling like you need a lot of rest, but listen to your body. So again, listen to the sound, the rhythms, listen to your body. What is it telling you? What do you need right now? What types of nourishment do you need? As far as energetic, mental, emotional, physical, what types of nourishment do you need right now? And then think about the physical nourishment, right? So every time you inhale and exhale, it's light. You're inhaling light. You're expanding. You're allowing, right? The breath, the nourishment coming in. When you exhale, you're giving nourishment to the earth and all of those beings that take that exhale, right? The trees, the plants. So you may be recognizing some foods aren't working for you anymore. You may be recognizing belief systems aren't working for you anymore, as we all have been for many months, a couple of years now, some of us longer, much longer. And that's all right. It doesn't matter where you are or how you are opening and blossoming to this, right? This evolution, this process of creation, right? Of rising, of helping the earth. Acknowledge it, that's okay for you. That's okay if you need something different than someone else. It doesn't need to look like someone else. You are your unique spark of light. You are powerful. Unique song, and we need that unique song, right? So for me right now, I'm not needing as much sleep. I'm ebbing and flowing with that. There's some sleep, that there are some days that I feel like, okay, my body's asking for more. But most of the time it's starting to release a little bit of that sleep time. And then with food, the same thing. You know, listen to your body. Listen to what it is your body's asking you to do. And that's with movement as well. Perhaps you run, perhaps you do yoga, and your body's saying, that's not how I want to move. That's not how I need to express. That's not what I need right now. I need this. So listening is very important. It's that, again, going back to sound, the vibrations, because we vibrate, right? Our light vibrates. And so listen to the vibrations of your body and what it's telling you. You know, the movement might be more gentle than you usually do, or maybe it's more vigorous than you're used to, and your body's calling for that. Maybe your body's playing around with temperatures right now. Perhaps it's very cold out, but you're feeling like my mind and my body can heat itself right now, and so I'm going to use that. I'm going to practice that. Do that. Do what feels right for you in each moment, because it's guiding you. Your body, your heart is guiding you. Your body's an instrument that will never guide you incorrectly, right? It just doesn't tell untruths. So think about if you're taking honest steps for yourself, for your body. Think about if you're listening, truly listening. And sometimes that's hard because of all of the chatter in the world. And I've taken some steps back. This in February, I took some steps back and I pulled a mantle on and I said, okay, I need a little bit of time to listen. And then now it's spring is beginning and they're telling me, okay, time to emerge from that cocoon, that beautiful, quiet space. So if you find yourself in this space, take note of what you need with nutrients in all parts of your life, symbolically as well as physically. And it's okay if someone looks at you and says, well, you need to eat a protein or you need to do this. Maybe you don't. You know, maybe you can decide that what you need. Maybe your body is telling you. It's a very intelligent creation, right? And it's being rewired, rewoven, rewired all the time. And especially when you do rest, when you do sit out in the sun, when you sit under the stars in the moonlight, you have some rewiring going on. But when you rest, when you do sleep, there it is. And you might notice when you are between that state of awake and sleep time that you're remembering some dreams, some verses. I woke up the other night saying, I was repeating a mantra, a pretty long one. It was more of a decree, really. And I was repeating it. And I found that I was actually whispering it as in my dream I was saying it out loud. And Gabriel was there with me, Archangel Gabriel, and some other beings of light. And they were saying this with me. And so I woke up and I was like, wow, okay, I'm listening. I will repeat that every morning until something needs to shift and I do something new. So if you're having these awake moments, you know, the last dream you had, the last thing that you heard, you know, think about how that connects in and what you need to do. It's time to take those steps forward. We're moving into this awakening phase of, I think of March and I think of bows and arrows. I do. I think of sturdiness. Of course, I think of green, but this is what they're giving me, these bows and arrows. You know, it's time to loose that bow, right? Loose that arrow, in the bow. And it's more about light. Do it in a light sense, you know, loose that in that direction, release it. Aim for, you know, remembering, bringing it back in. The bow brings, you know, the arrow brings back in. And right now being in the Aries moon is quite interesting. So a couple of things that have arisen for me. And again, I would love to hear what's arisen for you and be honored to receive that and answer any of your questions that you may have. Is I am taking steps forward, because they're not steps back, it's moving forward as we all are. And it's our perspective, right? How we change it and turn around. And, you know, how do we see something that we have been guided to do? How do we see someone else's perspective, right? Or someone else's action? What perspective are we looking at with them? So I have been guided to let go of my personal readings. I have been doing that for a very long time, offering personal guidance to clients for many, many years. And they're telling me it's time to move forward. And not that there is, you know, anything, well, I'll say it this way. This is what they're saying. It's time for me to step forward into something different. And so I thank you to my clients. And I thank you for allowing me the honor to always connect with you in that way, to allow me the honor. I am so humbled by the honor of sharing your guidance with you, of passing forward messages, of passing forward guidance from the star beings, the angelic realms, from your highest self. And if anything shifts with that, I'll let you know. But I'm moving forward into transmissions, into giving those, especially on the YouTube, on my YouTube channel, as well as Instagram. Melissa Virtue 8, that's where you can find me. That's my handle there. And I will be doing that, as well as answering any questions you may have there live when I go live. I'm happy to do that. So yes, I will be doing that, as well as offering 1 to 2 workshops, at least for the time, 1 to 2 workshops a month. I'm working on some other products and some other projects, and this is where I'm being guided. And it's a great honor for me to be able to share these transmissions that are coming through. And I'm very humbled, and I thank you. I thank you for your support in this. So again, I'm happy to answer any of your questions when we're live. And if you have any comments you want to make in the comment section below, I will answer those in my YouTubes as well. So you can find my newsletter and sign up for that, melissavirtue.com. You can follow me here and find out about the transmissions, the weekly transmissions, or when they come in, as well as answering your questions here and the workshops. So I thank you. Last night was one of my very short nights of sleep. So I'm just letting them, you know, as I do, I'm letting them flow through. And so I did draw some cards from the Nighttime Dreamtime children's affirmation that Noelle Swanson and I did, that deck. I love it. And so many people are writing so many beautiful things. Thank you so much for your support. But I truly feel like this is very important for children and adults alike to understand how important when we do rest and we do create sacred space for our intimate space of sleep, because that's where so much healing comes in, and we can move our conscious mind away. And when we feel safe, when we feel supported, when we feel deeply nourished at this time. Okay, so the first one that I drew is: think of sparkling blue light surrounding you like a cocoon, helping you feel calm and relaxed. And so throughout the day, you can do that. If you're feeling really anxious, or you watch the news, the media. Is it really news? Well, there's a lot going on, right? With beliefs right now, and a lot going on with a struggle and helping people, the healing that needs to occur and that is occurring, the love that needs to be shared that is being shared, right? So anything that you might need, think of that beautiful blue light calming you. This is from the Pleiadian light source, right? This calming light, this light of nourishment. It's a blue rose, the blue dragon comes in. I even see a golden unicorn with blue strands in her. I see her and a male. They're opposite of each other in their color look, but it's just beautiful. And they're holding that very sacred space and that protection. They are bringing that in. They're seeding that blue rose, and the Pleiadians are helping you bring in that blue light if you want to connect with them on that. So anytime you want to think of that sparkling blue light, just inhaling that light, bringing it into your heart, expanding it with the inhale, and exhale, anchor it down onto the earth. And then I drew, you are love, you are loved. And the flower of life is there. And one thing that Noelle did with these cards was color therapy. Live color. Color that's alive, it's vibrating, it's living color, living. And that's really what this is about, right? Living vibration. And so we have the flower of life here. And sometimes, you know, I'll have the children place it here. I'll have them place it wherever they feel guided, actually, right? Maybe they need to remember and they need to put it down there by their core. Maybe it's their head and they need to remember that. Maybe it's their heart so they can feel that. You know, maybe they need to express it themselves and express this out loud. So this is one way that you can use the cards. But you remember, you are love. You are loved infinitely, infinitely. And then I drew something funny. So this card was mixed in intentionally by the Fae, I do believe. How to use this deck. Okay, so I started to toss it aside and laugh, but then I was like, wait a minute, I know better than that. So it's about your life. You can make believe however you choose. Use your imagination. Meditate. Draw pictures. Paint. Storytell. Write a story. Awaken. Use your imagination. What is it you want to create? What is it you want to believe in? What is it that you want to bring forward, call forward? It's time. Be gentle with yourself. Listen. Listen to the earth. Listen to your heart. Listen to the vibrations around you. Listen to your body. And trust. Thank you so much for joining me. So many blessings to you.